Hello.
Hello, hello, darlings.
Oh, how did I end up there? There we go. How are you guys doing?
Good, good.
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. This is awesome. I haven't had you guys on here yet. So let's say hi to people. Hello, Calvin. Hello, Artemis. Hello, Self. Hey, Wizzo, what's up?
Who is who?
There's a Wizzo.
Who is
Hey, Angie. Hello, East Coast Hunters. How are you guys? All right. And yes, like Maud said. Hi, everybody. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight. Please make sure to like, share, follow, and smash that bell. Do it now. Right now. What it do, Chickaboo?
What it do?
You calling me Chickaboo?
I don't know.
All from the Chicaboos.
From Wizzo. Hey, Rob. How are you? Oh, hello, Devu de Queen. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour.
He's laughing now. All right. So I'm gonna start with how are you guys liking being part of SAS so far?
It's tough already. That was not an exaggeration. It is tough.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you guys nervous about it at all? Or I mean,
More of an excited nervous, like just excited to see what this character can do and what everybody else's characters can do. But I know it's no harm, no foul if, I don't get very far, but it's just that nerve-wracking excitement of wanting to do good at something, I guess.
you guys are both kicking ass.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Like straight up doing a wonderful job kicking ass. Hold on, I'm making sure I'm grabbing the right group here, by the way. And I don't be offended by me saying I hadn't heard of you guys yet going
Okay.
into this. And I don't mean that offensively. There's just people that I haven't heard of yet. And both of you like came crashing through like the freaking Kool-Aid man. Like
Oh, yeah.
right? And this is my first year in SAS too. But I've watched it over the years, and the one thing that I've liked every year is you learn about people that you otherwise would not have learned about.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are two of those people. And I've been blessed to get to know all you mountain monsters now.
Yes.
And I'm loving it. You guys are a tight-knit group. You guys are absolutely just coming out swinging. And all of you are kicking ass. So, yeah, there's definitely
It's the lack of oxygen. It makes us a little crazy.
Yeah.
My favorite is still my brain just stopped. See, I have lack of oxygen too. No, my favorite team is the Broncos. So eventually I get to go up there to Mile High.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So let's see, is this gonna work? Yeah. Let's edit this. Go to scurryface.com. Group A for both of y'all.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
So.
And you guys
all of us are rooting for each other too. So, of course I want to win, but if she wins, I'm going to be thrilled.
As long as one of us does, that's that's what matters.
I mean, I'm absolutely thrilled with how this is going. Like I can't even express. Sorry, I'm like editing as I'm talking. There we go. Cool. I can't even express how cool it is to see all of you guys just like rising up to the top. And like you said, if you don't win, you're not losing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's no real losers in this.
Right.
There is an ultimate winner, but this entire competition is nothing but friendly competition and networking.
Yep.
And it's just the coolest thing in the world. I mean, I wouldn't have met this crazy person. Which direction am I pointing? There we go. Right? I would not have met this crazy person right here if it wasn't for Sass.
Yes.
Nope, I hate them all.
Because we don't give you waffles anymore.
Do you have to like throw waffles and run?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
Like
Or
run
squirt
in?
syrup, either way.
Oh,
Yes.
I have fun ideas, but I'm not in Colorado.
I'm thinking like I found these squirt guns last spring that you could fill with paint. We could definitely fill them with syrup.
You have to be able to.
I agree. I think that is a good idea.
That's what I was thinking too, guys. Wizzo. Oh, I just took out the one Wizzo picture too. I was emptying pictures. Hi, Justin. How are you?
Hi, bud.
Kyler. I was nervous when my stepdad Terry came out of my mom's room the first time after he was making loud sex to my mom. And I knew he was going to drink all my BBC Mountain Dew blood. Dear God.
I've heard that one before.
Kyler, really? Angie, yes, it is. And it's not the new Pennywise either.
It's the old Pennywise.
It's just done a little bit differently.
Ooh.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Vintage. Love that.
Back when Hot Topics still had half decent, somewhat edgy clothing. Now it's all pink and they are doing away with real piercings. It's weird.
Yeah. No, their piercing selection has gone way down.
I went in to get an industrial the other day because mine had given out, basically. And they were like, oh, we don't sell that. I'm like, what? They're all, go over to Spencer's.
Spencer's.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like Disney Dark plus anime.
Yes.
We like the villains. We're so cool. We are the villains.
Right.
Let's see. Look, we can build our own trophies. The connections made our way better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But I mean, the trophy would be cool too.
The friendships are the trophies.
Yay!
Oh, so wholesome. I think for a lot of us, especially in this first year, it's about just taking that leap and having that confidence to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So what made you guys what drew you guys to do it this year?
Shriek and Wizzo, definitely.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, they definitely were hype machines.
Yes, watching them do it, and then it was just kind of like, oh, cool. Well, that would be something to try, and then just going for it. Honestly,
I can say Shriek and Wizzo were part of it for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But the clincher for me was Amelia Bell. We were talking, and she swears I said, if you do it, I'll do it. But I swear it was the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, we both ended up signing up that night.
Nice.
So I don't know if it matters. Kyler says, I wish there was a waffle flavored Mountain Dew Blast.
Get on it, Kyler.
Wizzo, I'd drink a waffle Mountain Dew.
I'd try it.
Excuse me.
I bet you they have syrup flavored soda at Rocket Fizz.
They probably do.
Yeah.
I love Rocket Fizz. They have a maple one.
There you go.
They have maple soda. I'd imagine that tastes like it. The one I like was the oh gosh, what is that female pirate's name? Bonnie. It was Bonnie Ann?
I don't know about
Was that her name?
No idea.
Well, if you guys get the chance, she was a total badass, by the way.
Us landlocked state people aren't up on our pirates.
I swear I was a pirate in another life.
I would love to be a pirate.
Right? Well, back when females were definitely rarely pirates, but she made a name for herself. And I swear I'm tying this back into Rocket Fizz. They have a pirate themed ones as far as like their larger sodas that are like barrel aged sodas, and they have a black cherry one that has her supposed image, I guess, on it, and it's named after her.
Nice.
And it's really good. Yay! Hey, Razzles! What's up?
Hey there.
Yuck. Why? I mean, I'd try. I'd at least try it once. Yeah, right. Garbage ass store. I rarely get anything from. So we're gonna get sued. No.
Sad topic. It really is.
Really? Really, Kyler?
That's an impressive thing.
So Spencer's has BBC Mountain Dew Blast flavored vibrators.
You enjoy every inch of that.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, Lady Obscura, maybe I take back my my statement of the children can say hi.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Well, they're
man.
all almost teenagers or teenagers, so at least it wouldn't be
A shock.
horrifying. Yeah.
They're coming out with weird flavors of Mountain Dew. You know, there was one. There was one called Voodoo.
Ooh.
VOODEU.
Hmm.
It was from like 2021. I don't know how to describe this other than it tasted like patchouli smells. But in a good way.
Okay.
I like patchouli though, so
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember what the flavor was supposed to be, but it reminded me of walking into a hippie store and just all the incense that hits you in the face.
Yep.
Nice.
That's what it tasted like.
Okay. That makes sense though.
My
But I
favorite one has been Sangria Blast, I think it was.
Ooh,
It was at Taco Bell. It was a handful of years ago.
That's a good one.
I
So
don't drink Mountain Dew.
Razzles only drinks Mountain Dew flavored Mountain Dew. Everything else is an atrocity to mankind. I'm pretty sure you bleed Mountain Dew, dude. Like, if we were to cut you, would it be neon green?
Yes.
Would it look like Slurm?
Slurm.
Warm.
Just drink straight syrup from the trees.
Ooh.
That might be good.
Yummy. Wizzo out there licking
about
trees
that
trying to
one.
get syrup.
Oh, Kyler. Bonnie was my mom's stage name before Terry came into the picture and drank all my Mountain Dew Blast. Would you stop it?
Bonnie is a beautiful name.
Yeah.
Bonnie is a beautiful name.
I had a Jack Russell named Bonnie once.
Ooh. I love the doggos.
One of my characters is named Bunny.
Nice.
Change a couple of letters, nobody'll know.
Well, it is with an IE.
Oh, there you go.
It's Bunny Rabbit.
I like
'Cause
that.
we're the bunnies of chaos, so you have to have a bunny.
Makes sense.
Give him the old razzle dazzle.
Yeah. Get it, Bonnie.
Now it's gonna be in my head. Give him the old razzle dazzle. Now I want to watch Chicago. Thank you, Wizzo. I am getting caught up. By the way, I'm never caught up on this. Nathera will tell you, I'm never caught up on these. I'm all razzle, no dazzle. Whatever.
Built that one.
Well, at least there's part of it, okay? Man, that Kyler is back and being extremely inappropriate. Just, I just
Just living life.
yeah, exactly. I bleed too. See, I'm telling you. It just looks like Slurm if he cuts himself. It looks like it would look like Ecto Cooler. Oh, going way
Probably.
back there. Apparently, Wizzo kicked a Bonnie once.
How dare you?
Did Bonnie kick you back?
I'd hope
That's a
so.
good question. That's a very valid question.
Bonnies are cool people. What's up, KK Ron? How are you? I'm sorry. It's just gonna be forever. I'm just telling you right now. You are always KK Ron now. But guys, go check out Karan. He's pretty rad.
KK Ron.
KK Ron. Chicago. Karoon.
Doubloons.
Yeah, we're pretty used to Kyler at this point. He's a regular now. He likes to talk about his stepdad Terry making loud sex to his mom quite often.
This is his safe place. It's okay.
It's okay. We love you. You are loved. The only problem is he's like in his late 30s, I think, or 45 or something like that, and lives in mom's basement while mom gets made or while Terry makes loud sex to her. So, I'm just an imaginary friend in Chicago. I don't think you're in Chicago.
How would Chicago version of Wizzo be different than Colorado version of Wizzo?
That's a very valid question.
My brain just replaced the entire cast with Wizzo.
Only Wizzo.
He's all the characters.
He's all of them. He's all, he had it coming. He had it coming. It's all the different incarnations of Wizzo on top of it.
All of his different
Nice.
personalities.
And waffles.
And waffles.
Lots of waffles. Now, but here's the question. Who's Mama? I feel like we need to have Shriek in there as Mama.
Mama Shriek.
Mama Shriek. So Frank says there's a brewery in the eastern side of the Sierra Nevadas that's called Indian Wells, and it makes hundreds of different kinds of craft sodas. They even have sarsaparillas that are 14% alcohol. Yeah, actually, Indian Wells soda is at Rocket Fizz. At least the one out here. I don't know about the one over in Colorado.
We'll have to check it out. Field trip.
Field trip.
I'm just jealous that people have been going to Meow Wolf lately.
Definitely planning on it.
I've only been once, but it was great.
I want to go to Meow Wolf, and I don't know if ISIS is still out there in Colorado Springs. But it was like some kind of like hippie store, you know.
I don't know.
Lots of crystals and incense.
Oh, okay.
Smells like that Mountain Dew tasted. Like, you know. But I would love to go check that out. Hey Batman, what's up?
Batman. I don't have
You only get one.
My arms aren't very bendy.
My hand is numb. I don't know if that helps that I can just do that real fast.
They like stop like right here. I don't know.
Yep. Kyler's the weird cousin that we don't know what to do with, but he keeps showing up to family events. And sometimes random times.
Yep.
KK Ron ran over a Bonnie once.
Aww. But your Bonnie likes to throw candy and dress like a clown, if I'm right.
She'll be good. She'll be
She
good.
probably kicked him with her skates.
She'll be good. She'll be good.
No, I ran. I'm fast as Fork Boy. What's
The
Fork Boy?
waffles.
Oh. Hey, Constance, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello,
a
hello.
regular something.
Have you been hitting the syrup, Wizzo?
A little bit.
Knocking back shots of syrup. Also, the whole setup inside Indian Wells is like Laverne and Shirley's intro to the show. It's super rad. How? I'm confused.
I need details.
I really do need details here because I am confused as to how when you walk in, it's like the intro. I'm sure it'll make sense in a little while. Thank you, Rob. How are you today? Rob says, I'm just a big fan of you all.
Oh, thanks, Rob.
Deep dish Wizzo.
Deep dish Wizzo.
With a
Wizzo's-
Tommy gun to for that mafia link.
Wow.
Wizzo's Island, a 3-hour tour.
There you go.
That sounds
millions.
frightening. That sounds absolutely terrifying.
Best
Oh,
thing.
man. Apparently, Frank says Kyler is definitely a part of the Uncanny X-Men.
Oh.
Oh, yes. You know what? The Voodoo Queen would be Mama. Now I'm expecting the when you're good to Mama, Mama's
Putting your
good
foot
to
down on that
you. She didn't. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. She's Mama.
Yep.
Oh, Isis is in Denver. Okay. I got
Where
you.
in Denver? I've never been.
It's a rad place. I order from there, but I've never been there.
Okay.
Mama always said life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay. What? Okay. Okay. So Batman likes to do talk to text, and sometimes I have to translate, and it takes me a minute. There was this one time where I was laying in my bed all by myself, and sweet little Jean came on top of me.
Too many details, sir.
And I knew I had I knew I had a damn heart attack. Mom didn't tell me anything about that. I don't know how to translate that one.
Nope.
But
I don't either.
I'm creating a Meow Wolf style cue line for Fear. That'll be
Nice.
cool. That'll be really cool. Well, I mean, you said ISIS. You just said it as in like terrorist organization.
ISIS.
I mean, there might be, but I don't have knowledge directly of that.
You never know. Make Chicago about men. Reverse the roles and it gets dark real fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went down the rabbit hole looking for that, by the way. And we found the gay version, if you want to call it that. Like, where it was, instead of the wives, it was the husbands, I guess, singing about their husbands. And yeah, even in that situation, it gets really rapey sounding. Like,
Yeah, I can understand that.
can you imagine if like they did reverse the roles and they're like, she had it coming. She had it coming.
Oh my.
And your version where it's all Wizzo, it makes it extra weird.
Right?
That one takes the cake.
He ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times. And he's all, hee, and runs off.
Sorry.
Oops.
Didn't know what to tell you.
Nothing much, just same old stuff, different day. Yep. Oh. What? Okay, I'm trying to get through the comments, guys. Syrup shine. Okay. Cracking open a cold syrup with the boys. That's what he calls his waffles. Nice. I think I saw some of your new looks. They look great, dude. Nadine!
Hello.
The full bottling belts. Nice. Here we go. You know what, yo, I tell you what, you say hello to my little friend. My little friend say hello to you. I'll get my people talk to you and your people talk to me. Yo, you understand what I'm saying, my brothers and sisters? I do not.
Not really.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry, Batman. I don't. No, I'm stuck on the Switch right now because Nintendo just released Game Boy Advance emulator. Okay. It's okay.
It's a joke.
Okay, so we're finally getting down to the end here. I know, every time. You know, some men just can't hold their arsenic. Is it syrup or scissor?
Both.
Both. All right.
Is it Chicago Wizzo or not Chicago Wizzo?
It has to be Chicago Wizzo.
Oh, that was a fun time.
So it says tell them about that convention where I had you on a chain so you didn't bump into shit and you were sniffing people.
It was I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know it was some kind of like brewery event where a bunch of breweries came to the convention center and people got to go around and try them and try out these different breweries and wineries. And it was, I don't remember why I couldn't see very well, but I think it was just because it was too light and there was just too many people up close that we were getting close to. So she had a chain and we kind of wrapped it around my neck and she was just walking me around on it and I was just going up to people sniffing them and they just did not like it because they'd turn around and they see this sniffing them and was not a fun time for them, that's for sure. Oh, Brews and Booze, yes, that's what it was.
I'm all trying to point and I can't point.
It was really funny though. We have a good picture from that one as well. People do not like being sniffed.
Yeah, no, people really don't. I don't know. I think it's creepier, to be honest, when you get sniffed by somebody. One, I think part of it for me in my head is I don't like the smell of people. I just don't. I kind of like hold my breath around people, if that makes sense.
No, that makes total sense.
In large crowds,
Agree.
I'm like,
well, and they
dumb.
were all drinking, so it wasn't the best smelling event ever,
Oh.
but it was the very beginning of Bloody Eyes. I don't think I had the character for very long, so I was still feeling it out, but that's kind of where I realized people don't like to be sniffed, and even less so by people who don't have eyes. It worked. It worked really well.
So let's see. Wizzo with another question. Nice. So, Lady Obscura.
So my favorite scare ever, a group goes through and I realize that the one at the head of the group is my cousin Hunter. And his mom married my uncle late in life, so we didn't grow up close cousins, but cousin nonetheless. And I say something in character to Hunter, but he doesn't hear me and he keeps walking. But his friends all hear me call him out by name. And they're like, oh my God, how do you know Hunter? How do you know Hunter? And I said, I know lots and lots of things about Hunter. I know where he lives in Manitou, and I know his mother, Jacqueline. And they freaked out and ran out of my room.
We love that.
That is great. Well, Tia, thank you for joining us, even though you're stuck on a bus. Buses suck, to be honest.
They do.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you have to ride them, ride them. They're great to have around. I just got really sick last time I rode one, so I don't like riding them. I caught the
I would
flu.
prefer not to.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm good.
I'll walk.
Pretty much. So Shriek says it was really funny when people were like, why is she sniffing me? And it was like, oh, she just likes you. I think she wants your eyes. And then closer and closer sniffing.
Yes, that was really funny. We did it at the Oddity Expo too 1 year, and that was really fun to do as well. Just going around sniffing people.
So we have a question that I'm going to get back to, but we're going to go to a quick commercial.
Nice.
I say quick, but it's going to be about 3 minutes. So if you guys got to go pee, if anybody has to go pee, I'd recommend doing it now. We'll be right back.
Go empty the bladder.
Captain, you are found guilty of witchcraft. You are found guilty. You are found guilty. Witchcraft. You are found guilty.
Yeah.
Hello, all you beautiful people out there. It's your boy Slippy. And when I'm not guzzling down gallons and gallons of amazing ice cream, yes, oh, I love ice cream. Oh, hang on. I'm watching PBDC TV. Now, back to the show, all you beautiful people. And remember, stay nasty.
All right. That also gave me the chance to deal with somebody who's trying to be a dick.
Oh.
It happens from time to time. So, yeah, potty break. Woo!
Woohoo.
Make sure to get the poo in the toilet this time. Good night, East Coast Hunters. Let's see. Poking Wizzo with a stick. Don't you hate it when you walk outside and someone throws a fridge at you?
Absolutely. Worst thing ever.
Bad times.
Where's my grapefruit?
I ate it.
Dollface!
Hello, hello.
Down face.
How's the munchkin doing? Why throwing fridges? Okay. I'm not going to read that, Batman. Not yet. Okay. So Wizzo says, for both of you, how long have you guys been haunting? And how long have your has your character been alive?
That's a good question. Would you like to start?
Sure. I think that I started haunting in 2016, give or take a year. It might have been 15, it might have been 17. I don't really remember. And for the first year, I was in the cafeteria, which I absolutely hated. And then the year after that, I kind of bounced all over the house and was a little bit of everything. And then my third year is kind of when Lady Obscura kind of came into being, but I don't think that I had that name originally. And I used to dress a bit differently. I used to wear like a fur shawl and just the cute little dresses. And then when we went Victorian, that kind of is when it came into what it is now.
How did you come up with the name?
Absolutely do not remember.
It was a passing thought.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Definitely. Bloody guys. So how long have you been haunting, and how long has your character been alive?
Oh, so I started with Hellscream in 2012. So I've been with them for 9 years. I was very young when I started, though, so I didn't have any idea how to like actually develop a character. So I bounced around a lot. I was just a very kind of filler character. Wherever they needed someone, they would put me. And then when they moved to their second location, I got to start being a clown, which I really, really enjoyed. And I did that for a good amount of years, actually. And then Bloody Eyes came about in 2019. We had a My Bloody Valentine's Day event. And I was going to do a very similar thing, but with like hearts around my eyes to make it look like bloody hearts. Like I had bloody heart eyes for you. But I showed up way too late and I did not have time. So I had to kind of improvise, and I found some cheesecloth. I threw it on my eyes. I covered it in blood, and I realized that as it started to kind of crack, I could actually see through it. And
Which is a lot better.
Yes, and it made it really cool because I got to play with this character where it was more almost psychological rather than jump scare, where I could just walk up to someone and just them not being able to see my eyes just really messed with them, and it just clicked and it worked really, really well.
That's awesome.
Haven't been Bloody Eyes for too long. I took actually 2 seasons off since 2019, so I've only gotten to be the character for maybe 2 years, but it's been a lot of fun.
I can say that one of the things that I liked when I first saw your character, because gosh, you were drawn like week 1, weren't you?
I was the
Mhm.
first one drawn of the whole competition.
Yeah.
Like
And so
literally first, and it was a surprise.
yeah. And well, it was because I was looking through everything because Amelia,
Mhm.
no Team Pterodactyl. Ah. Amelia was drawn the same week,
Yes.
I believe. And I was looking through and I was telling people at work, I'm like, go vote, guys. I was like, and if you don't want to vote for the people I'm telling you, go look at people.
Yeah.
Right.
And I went in and I looked and I was like, you know, your look is almost simplistic as
Mhm.
far as like it takes a lot of effort, but it's not overly done.
Yeah.
And that's actually something I like about it
Well, thank you.
because like it takes me an hour to paint my face. Okay. And I still don't get the same effect that you do
Mhm.
because like you said, the not being able to see the eyes is unnerving to people.
Yes, very.
And so that's just rad. It's just absolutely rad.
I think it's very unnerving as well to have someone someone that you can't see their eyes and who shouldn't be able to see you either, see you and they follow you or they do things around you, and it's just a very unnerving thing of like, what? And it's very makes people question it, definitely. But it was an accident kind of trying to figure out this character, and it just really worked.
That's the best kind. That's the
Yes.
So
best.
I do want to say, as far as my makeup, and I only could do a really quick job today,
I was
but
gonna ask.
yeah, Dollface and Wizzo have both helped me take it from a long process into a much shorter process.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Dollface, I remember him doing, I would call it a clinic or something of that nature about bruises way back when. And my eyes kind of have a bruise pattern before the
Okay.
blood. And then to white out my face, I used to paint it. I mean, with a paintbrush and have to rub it in. And Wizzo turned me onto this stick that, I mean, I can just quickly go over it, and it takes a minute rather than 15 minutes.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and it has helped so much.
I feel like I've gotten mine down. Basically, when I start it, it's always like an hour to do the first rendition of it.
Yeah.
I think I've gotten it down to about 30 minutes.
Nice.
I'm allergic to latex, so I can't
Gotcha.
do a whole lot of the same stuff that a lot of people get to do.
Yeah.
But again, doing all of this, talking to all of you guys, I've been learning different means to make it kind of look like latex or
Mhm.
build it kind of like latex and have the same effect if I wanted to. I'm just having fun painting faces though, to be honest.
Nice.
Yes, always.
Let me see. Let's get into here. Not my fridge, not my banana.
We
Ta-da!
don't know.
Uh-oh. What? It skipped out on my end. That's why. I was like,
What?
the munchkin as well has the lungs of a haunter for sure.
Oh,
Nice.
Yay. I have a feeling that you should record the screams and have them playing in like one of your
Yes.
rooms
that would be cool.
just to scare the living shit out of people because nothing is scarier than walking through the dark and hearing a screaming child that you know should not be there.
Or Dollface running at them full tilt as the baby cries coming from.
Oh,
We have this actor at House Scream. She can mimic a baby's cry pretty
Nice.
well, and it's very terrifying. She's very good at it.
yes. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, we don't care who you are. You do not treat our guests badly.
Yeah.
I don't care what issues you may have. Be polite.
Thank
I
you,
know,
Frank.
I know you guys can be polite. So, and I'm just saying it to the person that keeps coming in and being rude the last few shows. They have now been banned from our network.
Nice. Thanks.
So, let's see. Batman. Here we go. Wait, I lost the comment. There we go. I once tried to poke a stick at a hornet's nest. And I learned real quick it was a bad idea. And that day I went to school. My face was swollen like a pepperoni pizza. So my throat, cheese, and so forth. What?
That one made a little more sense.
It's talk to text, man.
Yeah.
Talk to text really screws things up. Oh. Is JD in here? Anal. Yes, JD is in here.
What an entrance.
Hello. I know, no butt stuff yet. Just anal. I mean, I guess that counts as butt stuff, right?
But stop.
Yeah, JD, I wish my makeup took 30 minutes. Yeah, well, you're not allergic to latex and you can go a lot more in depth with your awesome look, dude. Like, his new look is killer. Oh, yeah. He's also in Group A.
Yes. Yeah. It's a
So,
pretty
yeah.
rough group.
Gosh, you guys all of you have great people. Really? Really, Hexus? Really? Hexus's makeup takes 12 hours. It does not. You paint on a Lone Ranger mask.
That it did.
I go by the old tradition. Steven Spielberg. What? Oh, Steven Spielberg.
Context clues.
I get it. I will forever call him Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Yes. What you don't see will scare the most out of you. Reapers based on nice. Yeah, this is true. Okay. Dollface, you have a recording system. Do it! Oh my god. Man, you can't get an infection in a booty hole. It's a booty hole.
Oh. Wouldn't want to find out.
I'll have to send you guys the soundbite. Somebody took that clip. Oh god, what movie was that? Somebody took a clip and then made an entire song where it's all, it's a booty hole. Hole. It's a booty hole. Hole. And I was all, and they're like in the background, booty, 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 rocking everywhere. So let's see. You want me to let Pretty Face cry in agony for her food so I can get a soundbite? God! We weren't saying that!
We don't want you to pinch the baby.
No, just record when they're when she's already crying. God. Not
Context clues.
Make us sound like monsters.
I mean, kind of.
Bloody eyes, butt stuff. What?
Butt stuff.
No bloody butts or eye stuff.
No, not what I meant. See, thank you. Not what we meant at all. Not at all. Oh my gosh, I'm taking that down. I'm so glad I caught that real fast. Frank, yes, I read that too. I just don't want to bring that back up. So apparently you guys are lucky that he hasn't done a parody of you guys.
Aww.
I didn't want to do memes this go around. I wanted to step up the game. I had ideas to do a parody of Lady and Bloody.
Oh Lord.
But I'm just getting to know them both, and I don't want them to think I'm an asshole.
Well, thanks.
I'm just not trying to push buttons yet. Exactly. I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm mean. So
And then here I am turning straps into a stripper.
Oh. Oh my.
Like,
and I'm having some, extra stuff going on in my life that's kind of taken me out a little bit. So I appreciate the kindness.
Yeah,
Yes.
no worries, dude. Like, I'm not going to put it out there.
But now I want to know what it was.
Huh?
The whatever he had against us.
Yeah.
I know, right? I'm not going to put out there what's going on in your life, but I really do appreciate you coming on here still.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
And I really hope that takes a turn for the better.
Yes.
So, thank you. It was girls' trip. Girls' trip. That's the movie. Frank, go turn off the heater, please. I'm sweating my butt off in here in sweats. Attack! Don't kick the baby.
No kicking of the baby.
Kick the baby. Don't kick the baby.
No.
What do you think of the new Rob Zombie movie he did with the Munsters?
Haven't seen it.
Me either.
Actually, okay. It wasn't horrible, and this is not a popular opinion, by the way. I went into it with no expectations. I didn't expect it to be like the old school. I didn't expect anything. And I really encourage people to start doing this because everybody now has a certain expectation of Rob Zombie and they don't like that expectation. So they go into it already hating it. I didn't mind it at all. It was quirky and kind of cute, and it had the right storyline. But and I liked the way that they did the coloring with it. It was very added Technicolor type stuff, So I actually liked it. Unpopular opinion, but I liked it. Just like I pretty much like the Halloween movies, even though I don't couple them in with the original Halloween movies. So I basically take it at face value and not for what it is. Not not as part of the other franchise. And really unpopular opinion, I like 31. Except for the scene with Sex Head where you can't even see her because there's too much flashing.
Because there's too much flashing.
Well, we have a content artist. I mean, she's very open about being epileptic, and she's talked about it. But I'm not.
Mm.
And I, in that moment, understood how somebody could have seizures from photosensitivity.
Oh, yeah.
It was that flashy, and I couldn't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my brain was like, why? So, yeah. Make some jam. No baby jam.
No baby jam.
There's
Nope.
a very long, there's a story to the baby jam. But Razzles has to say that one. What the heck? She needs to be at the hospital. Hey, Trash Stash. How are you? Now, which one needs to be at the hospital? I punched one and stabbed the other. Sorry.
My bad.
How do you think I get people to come on my show? They don't do it willingly.
Threats of violence.
I already told her twice. And that's how I got banned.
And
sorry.
moving on.
Let's see. I just saw recently coming out soon. I don't know if there's going to be a bunch. Oh, what do you guys think about the new Thundercats that's going to come out?
Not
Or have
tracking.
No
No.
worries.
I
You're
don't
missing
watch
the
a lot
mark,
of TV
Batman.
movies. Surprisingly, I'm very uncultured. But I will admit that I'm uncultured.
That's not uncultured. That's just those of us who were alive in the 80s and 90s reliving our glory days of when we were itty bitties and watching it while eating cereal and spilling the milk on the floor.
Oh, yes.
You know. So, and now we're at that age where people in our age range are actually in the movie industry, and they're like, we're going to rehash our childhood and you're going to have to watch it.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Push buttons. It's art. If they get offended, then that's their fault.
Oh, I'm not going to get offended.
Oh, no. I don't think you. I think the context was somewhere further up.
Okay, cool.
Not that I thought you guys got offended. I'm just really, really behind on messages.
My feelings will be hurt.
I expected Rob Zombie. I got Rob Zombie. Okay. This is true. JD really is one of the kindest people you ever meet. He said, I'm one of the kindest people you ever meet. So I wanted to get to know everyone first. I'd never bash anyone's haunt or their integrity. Round 3, no holds barred. If I advance, dang it, I wish I could have joined in on this and finally talk.
Yeah, fair. Round. If we make it to round 3, parody all day long.
It's every man for themselves.
Hey, if I make round 3, all of you guys are going to be twerking on things, okay? I'm just putting that out there ahead of time. Like, there's just going to be pictures of you guys twerking. I don't even know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it.
There's
Nice.
a way if there's a will.
Exactly.
I said that really wrong, but you know.
So, Frank said for the Munsters that he loved the fact that it was a prequel and the color was spot on with like 70 movies from the Munsters. Yeah. See, that's what I liked about it. I really do like it. But it's just an unpopular opinion, it seems to be.
Mm.
Speaking of 31. Yes.
Spit it out.
Trash Stash says, I like raw zombie stuff. Devil's Rejects. El Super Beasto. Have you guys seen that one?
I've seen Devil's Rejects. I haven't seen the second one.
El Super Beasto is a animated thing that he did. And it's a little bit more obscure. But it's really good. It's weird. It's really weird. But it's like Haunter weird.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's right up our alley in general.
There's so many things I want to watch. I just never give myself the time of day.
I feel that. I work graveyards. So
yeah.
let's see. Okay, be on the lookout for Assass. Guys, what's your favorite scary movie and how would you connect it to your characters?
Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I am a huge Saw fan. I have always loved the Saw series. I love every single one of them. Um, I feel like just more of like not necessarily like the torture aspect, but the my backstory for Bloody Eyes is the doctor wanted to see how well a human could adapt to like echo communication or using other senses without having vision. And I just kind of relate that to Saw in a way of just the morbidity of it, I guess. Just delving into that torture aspect a little bit more, but not at the same time. I don't know if that made any sense.
No, I like it. I like it.
I wouldn't say I have a favorite horror movie, but I started reading Stephen King when I was like 8 years old.
Yes.
And I would say that my character definitely has some nods to Stephen King. The character in Misery, definitely, try to get
I'm
that,
your biggest fan.
yeah, creepiness. The anger, Little Rose the Hat from Doctor Sleep.
Nice. Oh, I did. Okay, yes. I see it. I see it.
So just a little bit of everything that I, can pull out.
I like it.
I like it. I'm all speaking of Stephen King, look. Yes. Question for everyone. What scare have you done that was unexpectedly effective? Like you go, wow, I didn't think that would work that well. Even if it's just lurking.
Ooh. I gotta think about that one for a second. Something that went unexpectedly well.
I guess for me it was
Yeah.
I was literally just standing there. And like for some reason the quiet head tilt thing
Yes.
works and you don't expect it to because it seems to be so overdone or cliche at this point, especially with movies like I mean The Purge. They did some of that. What was that one? Gosh, my brain's not. Was it them? What was the one where they break into the house and they're wearing the dolly masks?
Is it Last House on the Left, maybe?
Something close to that.
Yeah.
Something close to that. But yes, so you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she's just standing there for a second, and she does the,
Mhm.
and somehow that just gives you the heebies. And so I was running out of voice, and I literally just stood at the end of hell and went, and people ran the other way.
Nice.
So there's mine.
I'd say mine is probably either like the sniffing thing, which just when I started sniffing people, didn't expect them to not like it as much as they did. But other than that, there was one that I thought was really cool down in the wine cellar of Hellscream. They have a bunch of wine bottles and glass on the wall, and walking down that slowly with the end of a fork or a knife and just clinking along. It's just a very unnerving sound in the environment that it's in, and got a lot of reactions from it, but just even me hearing it as I would do it, it's just a creepy noise, and that worked really well. So I'd say, yeah, sniffing or wine bottles.
When I used to be upstairs there in the room that I was in when I did the cafeteria thing, there's a metal partition in the middle of the room.
Mhm.
And for some reason, I had to get from one side of it to the other, and I'm pretty tall, so I just kind of stepped over it. And
Yeah.
it really freaked them out that I went from being behind them to in front of them. And the fact there was a partition didn't seem to register, just the fact that I'd wharfed over there and I'm sure what they were saying was definitely, I think, kind of freaky. And then I did it all the time while I was up there.
Look who we have, by the way.
Can't see him.
There is a JD Daniels in here.
Nice.
What's
Hello,
up?
hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
So, JD, since you got to jump in at that time, what is a scare that you've done that was unexpectedly effective?
Hold on.
Yes.
That was unexpectedly like awesome.
Yeah.
It's well, I mean, I wasn't even really JD when I was doing it. I had to, the one thing that we always remember is that, I can't always be in my as JD. If there's a hole in the haunt in my job, they're like, "Hey, look, we need somebody. We have to fill this. It's very important. I'll step into it, and I'll sacrifice being that character for that night if have to." And this past October, I was dressed up as the Harvester, which is a character that I created for a haunt out in Georgia. And it is hot in my car. Damn. So I was trying to get myself reset and onto like the podium and everything. And as I was going to reset myself, I fell in front of the group. And they all screamed, and I just kind of was like, okay, well, now I'm just going to start crawling on the ground and pretend like I'm some sort of crazy fucking thing. Excuse my language. Crazy thing.
You're fine.
Like, just be like this crazy looking like plant creature that just fell out of like the ceiling and just started crawling. So I kind of went with it and I was like, well, I hurt myself, but I got a good scare at the same time. So,
Yes.
but as JD, I really, I'm not really much in a haunt that much, just because I've been predominantly a queue line actor for the last like 4 years. So, if JD is in a haunt, it's one of those things where I'm more of a distraction than I am actually the scare, because JD's one of those, he's kind of like the ringmaster. Welcome to my show. And as you're walking through, I'm going to distract you while everything else is happening around you, so you're not really sure where the scare is coming from, which I thoroughly enjoy more, because I love watching people get scared versus me being the one to actually scare them, if that makes sense.
I just realized that this version of Pennywise kind of looks like you.
Oh, I like it. Tim Curry, through and through, all the way. Yeah.
I love Tim Curry. I love that man. So Frank says, I forgot and almost killed Carrie last Thursday when I played the new intro for You Can't Sit With Us. Yeah. He showed that to me later, and it was all flash, 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 flash. And I'm like, was Dell okay with this? Like, is she okay? Do I need to call? Dollface, throwing someone down a flight of stairs.
That was a good show.
Because you specifically targeted. Then again, I just targeted her. So I don't know, man. My bad. Bree says, we love you, Bloody Eyes.
Hello, I love you.
Trash stash. The stab needs to be at the hospital. The punch can just throw a cold Sprite on, like Sprite can on it. One day, I'm gonna have to flip it and throw. Can you imagine Shriek throwing Dollface down the stairs? Dollface, can you like crumble like a doll though when you go down the stairs?
I'm gonna need everybody to leave Dollface alone. He's my boyfriend. We just switched when he was on your live and everything. So I'm just gonna need everybody to leave him alone, or you're gonna have to deal with me.
It became a thing. It's
there
a
you
thing.
go.
Dang it.
Is the Zuck getting me? Yeah. You're adorable even when you're scary, Bloody Eyes.
Aww.
I was talking about
try.
Okay, here we go. I was born in 1971, so I'll tell you everything came out from Star Wars, G.I. Joe, The Smurfs, Thundercats, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, go back mask? What? What's go back mask?
Inconclusive.
Super Friends. What's go back mask? I can't translate that one, Batman. To the late 80s, She-Ra. Yes.
Yeah, Shira.
Including Thundercats. And it's twerk time. Okay. Nobody can see my butt right now. You were one of 2 podcasters this week who tried to kill me with colored strobes. I'm sorry, Dell.
It's a real risk out there.
Also, caw.
Nice.
There's haunters in this house. There's okay, and I just saw the music notes on it, so like, yeah, I'm not gonna try to sing it. Sorry. Sorry. Good luck watching them with that eye injury. What the fuck?
You got a point. It's merely a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound. My 3 favorite scary movies are the original Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I love Freddy. Sorry, hold on 1 second. Hopefully that muted me because I belched, so.
I think it did.
Okay.
Didn't hear it.
Good! The original The Howling. Ooh, that's a good one. And American Werewolf in London.
Nice.
Okay, those are... You know what, Frank? Caligula is not a horror movie. Although the fisting scene gives me nightmares. And then History of the World Part 1. Really? Yeah.
Really?
I can imagine Bloody Eyes as the final girl who made it through the trials and saw, but became mad over time and now lives in the building and attacks the survivors now.
Nice.
I could definitely do that. I would
The
love
original It, yes!
to.
We talk about... Okay, the Voodoo Queen. We talk about the Doctor a lot. I'm going to bring him next time. Just saying. Okay.
Dr. Von Helton?
I'm down. Do this. 20 years ago, I scared this little girl. She would dress as a princess. I was the Grim Reaper. Or I was in my Grim Reaper outfit behind the bush on one side of my parents' house. When I scared her, she lost her crown and her wig. Poor thing. She's never going to haunts ever.
Legend says the crown and the wig are still out there.
They're floating around. They're in the tree. They dangle. At Halloween, you see them and they attack you. What was that movie? Bad Hair or some shit? Where like it was literally a horror movie about hair.
Oh, gross.
I feel like I should know this one, but I don't. I'm
was
a
like-
hairdresser, and I feel like I should know that, and I don't.
It was like Bad Hair Day or something stupid. When I was going to Cosmo, somebody showed it to me and I was like,
Oh, really?
ew.
I gotta look it up now. I'll find it.
It's
I've heard of
literally
that movie, but I'm not sure. I think it's Bad Hair, because I think I saw it on it was on a streaming platform, and I was looking up
Tubi
horror
or
movies because
something.
that's what I do. And I was kind of like, I'm gonna have to pass on this one. Thanks for playing, try again, and Godspeed. We're not watching it. No.
Oh, the movie I was thinking about was The Strangers
Nice.
with the
Okay.
dolly mask, where she just like,
That was a good one.
Yeah.
it was good for not. It wasn't rated R, was it?
I think it was PG-13 because they started doing a lot of horror movies PG-13 to make sure that everybody could go see them, because you have to be 18 or up for an R-rated movie or have to have your parents
Yeah.
present. So they made a lot of horror movies PG-13, and I think this was around the time that they were doing that, which then makes the horror movie suck because you have to cut out so much of it. And you're very limited on what you can and cannot do for a PG-13 movie. And I only know that from working for Universal for so long, that it is one of those things where it is a working studio. So even when I was working there, they were filming Final Destination 5. They even filmed Sharknado there, all sorts of stuff. And being there while they were doing that, I learned a lot about why they were doing the ratings the way how they were and the differences to them. That's why I'm happy they're getting into the R rating for it.
I'm so conflicted when it comes to like PG-13 horror movies. Generally, I'm not going to go see it. I'll wait for it to come out and maybe watch it at home. But like, maybe that's me being a snob. Maybe I need to start looking more into like some PG, because there are a few that were surprisingly good for PG-13 movies.
Mm-hmm. There are some that were done very well.
Oh, definitely. Trash Dash says, unexpected scare. I called my cat over to the kitchen and a potato rolled off the counter and he ran across the house.
Nice.
Hello, Juliet. Hello.
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 Hello, Jenny. Is there a haunter that has been this is for all of you. Is there a haunter that has been a truly wonderful mentor in your life?
I don't know. I don't think so specifically, but I do remember when I was a clown, I had a girl, her name was Ollie, that I worked with, and at one point we were the only 2 clowns at Hellscream, actually, when they first kind of started with that, and she was just so good at it that I just wanted to be her. I wanted to be her sassy clown character. And so it was just a matter of like working with her and developing that character specifically. So I wouldn't say I had a specific mentor, but if there was somebody that I looked up to and wanted to not mimic but be like in the haunt, it was definitely her.
I would say I haven't had a specific mentor either. I've gotten bits and pieces of advice and help and support all over the place, and it's kind of all come together.
Yes.
Nice.
For me, I don't, just like the lady said, I really don't have a specific mentor, as you would call it, somebody who could help me, advance my character. But there are several actors that I have worked with over the last 20 years that I have looked up to. Just as what, Lady Obscura and Bloody Eye said, they look up to these individuals and they draw inspiration from them, which is what we do as entertainers. We're always drawing inspiration from something. And there are several individuals that I've drawn inspiration from when it comes to JD. And the big person, is his name is James Keaton, and one of like the top tier actors of Universal that I've had the luxury of being able to work with, and being able to be in an audition with him where he really explained his character and how he steps into it, which truly helped me form who JD is and how I can take him to the complete next level. So not necessarily a mentor, no, but there are several individuals that I have looked up to.
Nice. I don't know if I'm supposed to answer that question, so I'm going to move forward.
I would answer it anyway.
Honestly, I'm in the same boat as all of you guys. There are people over the years that I've worked with that have been absolute inspiration, and even people that I've been meeting through doing this show, honestly. And I get the opportunity to learn from these people and see kind of what works and see how I can maybe add certain aspects into my character that would probably work better. For example, this last year, I was in such a small haunt, and I mean like small space. Like there are thousands and thousands of people who went through there in just 2 nights, but it was such a very confined space that I ended up having to incorporate more audio scares as opposed to being able to run after people, especially because I kept catching my antlers on things. I don't know if you guys have seen Big Fat Greek Wedding when she stands up and goes flying because of her headset. That's kind of what happened to me a few times with my antlers. So I ended up having to morph it, and I was thinking back to my days at other haunts and being in smaller mazes and stuff like that, and some of the people that I remembered having just some of the coolest scares being more vocal than anything. And so yeah, just over the years getting to meet new people, and I wouldn't say that there's any one person in particular that would be a mentor for me. Hello. Welcome back. So Batman has a question. JD, I have a question for you. Have you heard of Alan Craven? I know Emily Rose from Another World has heard of me. I live here in Atlanta.
Alan Craven, I have heard of, but I've only heard of. I don't really know Alan Craven, but yes, I have heard of who Alan Craven is.
All right.
So, but it hasn't. It's not like it was just kind of like one of those random conversation kind of things. So it wasn't really like an in-depth conversation. It was just kind of like one of those things where it was, yeah, Alan Craven and XYZ, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, oh, yeah, and moving on to Taco Bell. It was just and it was of that standard. So, and I haven't, and I haven't heard of, honestly, this is the first time that anybody has brought up Alan Craven since I heard about Alan Craven, and that was a while ago.
Well, there's Alan Craven right there. Hello, Alan Craven.
Hello, Alan Craven. Hello. But yeah.
Juliet says, how's everyone's evening?
Dark.
Tired.
Definitely tired.
I'm tired too. I understand.
Straps is in here.
Nice.
Oh, Straps. Tell Bruiser I still have his mom's underwear.
Oh. She might need
I'm going to give it back at OKC. I'm going to give it back.
Look out, Frank. She's going to put your hair in your armpits. Wait, why am I going to put your hair in your armpits again? Is it because of Caligula? Oh God. I'm still traumatized from the fisting scene. And that's supposed to be the rated R version, not even the NC-17 version, okay?
Oh no.
Hold up. The what?
You heard me right.
I thought I did.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And what movie are we speaking of?
Caligula.
And okay.
With Malcolm McDowell.
I don't know. But
Malcolm McDowell from Clockwork Orange.
You just busted out. I thought I was bad with butt stuff, and now we're over here talking about fisting. So, that's the ultimate.
Yeah, the funny part is there's the rated X, basically, NC-17X scene, and that's an orgy. Oh. And the not rated X one is the one that has the fisting in it, and I was like,
and
no,
this is a horror movie?
No, it's not a horror movie, but it has traumatized me like a horror movie should.
Oh.
Hello, JC Off the Wall 99.
Hello.
Hey JD, can you sing the Little Mermaid song?
Okay, so all right. Okay, true story. Too stupid to make up. We were all getting ready for MBV, and I pre-paint my prosthetic before I glue it and everything else like that and blend it out. And we had some friends with us at the house. It was Schizo Rainbow Smiley Psycho, and she was there. And so they put on The Little Mermaid, And at first I didn't realize Smiley was recording me. So it was one of those things where I was kind of like, oh, I'm going to live in this moment right here, right now. And I'm going to do an entire production of this song. And then I finally, looked over at one part and realized Smiley's recording me. And I was like, all right, now you must serve the ultimate realness. And they let me do the entire thing. But that's just me though. It was just one of those like things where I have fun before I have to become an individual and a person that I'm truly not. So it's just one of those things where it's like, let's let loose right now, because once I step foot in front of people, and it doesn't matter if they're in scurry face, it doesn't matter if they were the Legion, it doesn't matter if I ever visit a haunt. Once I step out of my vehicle and I'm in my character and I'm dressed, that is who you get that entire time. So I was able to have that moment pretending to be the Little Mermaid singing that song before I had to be a complete asshole.
It's pretty hilarious. It's great. It's absolutely great. If y'all get a chance, go check out his page.
Thanks.
Pretty damn awesome.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more.
JC, how do you get your comments to pop up? I pulled them up. You're over on Twitch, so there's only a couple of you over on Twitch right now, and thank you for being on over there. If you guys want to subscribe to our channel, we are going to be adding some more things and some great little, like, we got to work on it a little bit, but please subscribe. We'd love it. Let's see. Does Reaper live? Wait, does Reaper lives on? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. Okay, it is Bad Hair. Cool. It's on Hulu.
I thought that's what it was called.
Yeah, it's StreamYard. JD, if you love horribly hilarious movies, you have to check out Killer Sofa. Even though it's technically a killer recliner, it's fucking brilliant.
Oh my god. I love like really bad horror movies. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen this, but it is called Trailer Park of Terror. Bloody eyes just kind of lit up, so I'm assuming that you've seen it.
I have.
I haven't.
That's one
there
thing I
is
have actually seen.
There is a scene where a zombie is doing a guitar solo on top of a trailer, singing a song while motor derby or whatever it's called, where the cars are like psh, psh, with each other. It is the best fucking thing I had ever seen in my life. And the makeup alone to this movie was so on point. Like, they really, if they had a budget of $50,000, I would say 45,000 of it went to the makeup crew, because they really went all out with the makeup for it. And that's me. If I'm gonna watch a movie, I want practical effects. I don't want that CGI crap.
Yes.
But I like Zombeaver, a huge fan.
I love Zombeaver.
So go, if you haven't seen it, you will thank me.
Right.
Bloody eyes will agree. Trailer Park of Terror is probably one of the best zombie movies I've ever watched in my life, and you will thank us.
Have you guys seen Zombies? Or I think it's called Wasting Away now. I don't know why they changed the title, but it was originally called Zombies.
No.
So the premise is almost typical zombie movie, and then they do role reversal. So you're watching it from the zombies' point of view, and the zombies think everybody else is infected.
Interesting.
Oh.
And they can't figure out why they have a craving for brains, though. Like, but they think everybody else is infected because in their eyes, everybody's moving really, really fast.
Huh.
Okay, that makes sense.
And in our, and like, from our view, from the people who aren't zombies, they're moving really, really slow. And so the whole movie kind of goes back and forth a little bit, but it ends up being from their point of view, and it's just absolutely hilarious.
Turn this. Let's see. Oh, that is so much better now that I turned it.
Yes.
Sorry. I'm sitting in my car.
I don't know that. Oh, StreamYard is what we're doing this on. Best line in Strangers. Why are you doing this? Because you were home.
Yes.
That's a good
Yes.
one.
Or
Yes.
actually,
I
I'm
have
sorry.
to say too that
It's why are
Strangers
you
is
doing
probably
this?
Strangers
You
is
were
probably like a super scary movie because it's something that really could happen. And for me, that's what will really get me. I mean, I live in the middle of BFE and you got a pretty mouth. And you know, it's like I live on 10 acres. So it's one of those things where that kind of shit where I live, like it could happen. So that if it's based on something that could truly go down in real life, that's what will really like get to me. And that was probably, and I do agree with Andrew on that one. That was the best line and probably the scariest line of that entire movie.
Yeah.
So Frank says, nope, it was super rated R because they saw how well The Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left remakes were received. Okay.
Do they have
Okay. Wait, are you talking about the Strangers or answer that when you get the chance? But yeah, oh man. Okay. Let's talk about Last House on the Left. All of you have you all seen it?
Yes.
I don't know. I might have. The name sounds familiar, but I can't think of what it's about.
Just that very last scene. That very last scene. And if you haven't seen it, I don't really want to ruin it.
Okay.
But I guess I can give some of the basis as somebody getting revenge over somebody else being sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And that last scene, it's one of those times that you absolutely cheer for something so gruesome. And it made it like, because you're like, yeah, why am I cheering for that?
Yeah. That sexual assault scene that happened. If you haven't seen it, Bloody Eyes, I'm Lady Obscura. You said you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that scene, Bloody Eyes. If you have not seen it, I literally had to stop the movie, and I had to walk away for 15 to 20 minutes and recollect my thoughts because I started crying. It was just so brutal, and her acting was just it was just so on point. And I literally I told my friends, I was like, I don't know if I can continue this movie, just because of the one scene. And yes, you are absolutely right. The final scene where you are rooting for something so just downright wrong to happen to this person, but it happens and you're happy and you're like, fuck yeah.
They did a really good job at making you cheer for something brutal.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably gonna have Frank in the comments say something about his favorite author, so I'm gonna wait for that one. But we do have a question here. Has anyone watched the movie Attack of the Killer Donuts? That wasn't the question I was gonna bring up, but I just saw it. No, I have not.
I have not.
But I'm gonna have to look it up now, Angie. So question, and we're gonna go around starting with Lady Obscura. What got you into haunting?
That's a good question.
I acted in drama in high school, and then I did some Shakespeare stuff after that. And it was the big dream. I wanted to grow up and be an actor or a lawyer, and neither happened. And then I was in my 30s and said, just because you didn't do those things doesn't mean you can't head down those roads. So I got an associate's degree in paralegal studies, and I started acting at Hellscream.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love that. Absolutely. My first major was actually theater arts. Shock. So let's go to Bloody Eyes, and then we'll go to JD.
So I got into haunting. I was, I think, like 12 or 13 when I started. I was a big theater at the time. And one of the owners of the haunt at the time, we were very close to him and his family. And um, my mom actually worked with, I believe it was his wife's mom or something like that. So we were all very, very close. And they knew that I was a theater kid. And he was like, well, does she want to come try out this kind of theater for a night and see how she likes it? And I did it once and I was absolutely hooked. And I've been doing it ever since. And that was 9 years ago.
Hell yeah. And I just realized how young you are.
Yeah. I'm a baby.
I'm not like disparaging you being young, because like I got into all this really young too. I think it's fan freaking tastic. You got into it much younger than I did. And that just gives you a heads up on all of us. You know, going through all this. You're gonna hit our age and be way ahead of the game.
She's gonna be running the place.
Right? And JD, what got you into haunting?
So mine, it's kind of almost, it's kind of like a sad story, but it also has like a very happy ending to it. But you know, my sister, she got into a very bad car accident that inevitably, unfortunately, took my friend's life and left my sister paralyzed. And she was in Georgia. She was in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is when the Netherworld was in Atlanta. They were in Norcross. They hadn't moved to Stone Mountain yet. And I went to the hospital, and they were like, hey, so we're going to get, you know, our patients out there to understand what it's like to be, what life will be like for them to be back into civilization in their condition that they're in now. And they were like, so would you like to join us? And you can be an accountability buddy for, you know, we'll just say his name is Steve. And I was like, yeah, sure, you know, whatever, it's a haunted house. And I get up to Netherworld, and okay, I'm a Mississippi boy. Our haunted houses were like plastic sheets. You know, they had like stage blood thrown on it and craziness. And I went up to the ticket booth, and I saw these 8x10 pictures. Now, this was 20 years ago. And I saw these 8x10 pictures of all these creatures that are in the house. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, no, I don't. I don't think so. Is that what's in there? So I bought a ticket. I went in, and I get up to like the very first part of it, and I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, no, there's just no way in hell I'm gonna. Sorry, you're on your own, Steve. And I totally left Steve. And I'm not even
accountability buddy my ass.
And Ben Armstrong came out. He got word of the Shepherd Center being there, and he came out, and he talked to me about it. And he gave me a full tour of Netherworld, the costuming room, the makeup room. He gave me a tour of the tech room that operates the entire house. Then Billy came out, who's the other owner of the Netherworld, and he started talking to me. And then they kind of showed me everything that really involves a haunt and what puts it together. And then they got all the actors out, and they took like massive amounts of pictures with us. And it was that moment that really unlocked something in me. And it made me want to follow that path of being able to be a makeup artist, number one, to be able to create those pictures that scared me, but to be able to become an actor, to be in a haunt. And I actually had the luxury of telling Ben Armstrong and reliving the story with him at Transworld, not this past year, but the year before. And he literally was like, oh my God, I remember that. And I was like, I was that little boy. And I said, and if it weren't for you, I would not be here right now. I would not be doing this. I would not be successful. I would not be a makeup artist. So that's what truly got me into it.
Lady Obscura will be right back, by the way.
Oh, miss
she's
her.
still in there. She went dark for a second, so I just pulled her out, and when I see her pop back up, I'll bring her back up.
Okay, well, I miss her already.
I know, me too.
I do. Yeah, kind of sad, but with the sadness, there's always a light that happens even in darkness, and that was the
Absolutely.
light that happened.
Now I have to say, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this. She's back.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, mom isn't there to tell them to go to bed, so I had to tell them to go to bed.
No worries at all.
I miss
I have
you.
to say, my
Aw.
favorite thing is watching JD go through a haunted house.
No.
Getting scared by curtains and accidentally punching somebody is quite
I felt
possible.
so bad.
But she was
so
a good sport about it.
I decked her in the face. I didn't mean to. Okay, look.
It happens. It happens.
Haunted houses. I do not walk through haunted houses. Okay, so, and not only that, this was my idea that I went to the boss man with. It was like, hey, haunted houses. Let me hold your cam and let me walk through it. That'll be great fucking content. And I broke a scene, like, because you have to remember, I'm holding this camera, and I keep looking up at it and I'm not to make sure that I'm on camera. I could have cared less. I don't like being on camera. To make sure I wasn't breaking his GoPro, and then and I have this giant LED light in my face, so I literally cannot see anything past the camera. And this girl just was like, "Rawr," and I just out of nowhere swung. I was like, broke character. You actually hear TJ talk and be like, "Oh my God, I punched you in the face. Oh, are you okay?" And then she comes out when we're done and she stares at me just like. And I looked at her and I hugged her and I was like, "I am so sorry. Please tell me you are okay." And she goes, "I am fine." I was like, "Thank God, because I cold cocked you." And I didn't mean it.
That brings me to another question. I know, JD, I think I've asked you this question before, but I haven't asked these two lovely ladies this question either. Have you been hit while
Yes.
haunting?
Oh yeah.
No?
Yeah.
What is the worst moment, like, where you scared somebody and they just had a visceral reaction and did something?
Oh, there's one that I can think of just right off the bat. When I was a clown, I was hiding behind part of the clown maze, and I peeked out at somebody, and her first initial instinct was not to punch, but it was to choke.
Oh God.
I don't know what this lady's issue was, where her first instinct was to go like that, but she did, and I was standing behind a curtain in front of a wall. So when she did that, she basically just kind of shoved my throat into the wall and just knocked the ever-loving wind out of me. I could not breathe through my esophagus for a good solid 2 minutes. I was
oh my
on.
gosh.
No, and it was
no,
just,
no.
I don't think she quite realized what she did. So they just kept on going, and I was just sitting there coughing, trying to breathe. And it was just one of the weirdest things because I've never seen somebody have that kind of reaction to something jumping out at them.
Oh my gosh.
All right, guys, I've got to get going.
No problem.
Oh no.
Thank
see
you
you
for
later.
joining us tonight.
All right, bye-bye.
It was lovely meeting you.
Bye.
Before we continue, I do need to go to a last commercial. And that'll be a problem.
Really?
So if you guys, yeah.
Really?
Sorry.
Commercial.
If you guys gotta pee, go pee. Bye. We'll be right back.
The book you are about to read details the tragedy that befell the small town of Riverside, Ohio in 1985. For its residents, an idyllic fall evening at the annual Founders Day Festival became a nightmare. After the accidental death of a local woman, Riker Jenkins was forced to enter a world of death and all-consuming madness. What followed led to the discovery of perhaps the most bizarre series of events in Ohio history. Despite the ongoing investigation of the 30-year murder spree that followed, the police remain baffled. While eyewitness accounts claim to have seen a suspicious mind looking near the scenes of various murders, no suspect was ever apprehended. On the anniversary of her mother's death, Samantha Boone will be forced to face an otherworldly evil with the help of her closest friends and local police chief, John Romero. Together, they will work to uncover the truth as they learn that death isn't black and white. Can Riker Jenkins escape the evil that has consumed him, or will he remain trapped in the invisible box of eternity? When no one can hear you scream, silence is crimson.
This is Professor Edgar Fluffosaurus from Spooky Tales with Steve the Cat, and when I'm not hosting Monster Chat or knocking down small Japanese cities, I'm watching PBDC TV. Now back to the show.
Hello, Vice! Hello.
Hello.
Beautiful. Hello. Okay, so I need to catch up on comments, guys. I'm so behind. So Frank said, I almost had to leave during the messed up rape scene last house on the left to get some popcorn. God damn. They completely turned off the ambient music and focused on the sound of the act. And that was very disturbing. It made it a good movie, though. 6-year home haunt, all homemade prop. Yes. Okay. So this guy right here, Rob, makes some really rad props, by the way, guys. He sends me some really cool pictures of props that he's made over the years and he's working on. Definitely worth checking out. In fact, the picture, if you can see it, is one of the ones he made.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Put an eyeball on a fork, and that's what I was dealing with.
Wiz, I said, I love learning from every haunter, first year and all the way to 20-year plus actor. Oh, I just saw it. Yes.
What is that? Oh, it's
It's
an
an eyeball on a fork.
Ew.
Oh my god, the movie Rubber. Angie. It was a killer tire. It's one of the best cheesy movies that there is. I don't know why. Frank said, I honestly think that some haunts should use the remake of Last House on the Left for reference because it's an amazing thriller. Both the original and the remake of I Spit on Your Grave as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Caligula. Putting my hair in my armpits is communism. So for those of you who don't know, he has longer hair than me. Also, for those of you that don't know, this is my husband. The comments right here. If you can see the long hair, his hair goes down to like here.
Damn.
And I didn't know it, but I had grabbed his hair one time and pulled it through his armpits like this. And it freaked him out so bad that now I just do it to screw with him sometimes.
That's an uncomfortable feeling.
Wait, I gotta switch this. There we go. That's normal. There you go. YouTube
That's
focus.
normal. That's normal.
I don't know what normal is, guys.
Wrong word to say when you get a group of characters together. Normal.
This is our normal, okay?
Yeah.
I
The
don't
fact
think it's
that
a
I'm the only one looking like this is quite normal.
I've had a migraine all day, and I've made it a point that when I have people on that are in SAS when I'm not pulled, that I'm trying not to have makeup on because the focus is not on me. Now, you bet your sweet asses that the next week that they're doing polls, because I'm going to be in it, you're going to have to deal with that painted up mug for an entire week.
Yep.
Okay? It's going to happen.
Well, they're not pulling names this Sunday, though, I believe.
No,
so
no.
They're taking a couple weeks off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this Sunday, yes, I believe April is what they said at the Scurry show. I believe so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tyler said that this was the last round to be having names pulled, and then they're taking a couple weeks off.
Yes.
And then they're coming back full force.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and then it's going to be all of us that are left.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie. I have not been nervous this entire time until now.
I've been nervous the entire time.
I'm excited. I'm not really nervous. I can't wait to see the results from Sunday to see where everybody stands in my group. And I'm super excited for that. But I'm never really nervous about it. Just because.
Done this before.
Well, I did it last year. And last year was my first year being in the SAS, and I wasn't really that known. It's like my comeback and my breakthrough was because of Smiley, my brother. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be back. And round two, I think I was round 2, week 1, and I lost the straps. Well, I'm sorry, losing is not the correct terminology. I did not advance. Because you never truly lose in the SAS. Everybody is a winner because your family it just grows so much more, and the knowledge that you gain from all of these people grows exponentially. And I didn't advance, and I didn't advance. I think I had like maybe 300 votes, and I was kind of shocked, being like, "Wow, I got 300 votes!" Like I was like, "That's kind of impossible for me." And this year, going into it, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do memes. And I said that number one. I said that hands down. Week 1, I'm not doing memes. And then Renegade and I were like, Renegade goes, "Hey, you want to do memes?" And I was like,
yeah.
And it's like I told him, I said, "Look, dude, it's no holds barred. I've got skin as thick as asphalt, blood as thick as tar. So, do your best, do your worst, like whatever." But I wanted to this year give, something back. And that's the reason why I'm doing, like, if I get this many votes, I'll do this live on Facebook. And I'm playing with my fears when it comes to that. So, I wanted to, in like round 2, like I said earlier in the comment, like, I'm doing parodies, and I'm parodying Cannibal and Nox because I know them, I've known them for a long time. So for me, it was just kind of like one of those things where I was like, how can I parody them and make it funny? And so I grabbed a skull mask that I had, and Cannibal's skull mask has fingers on it. So I duct taped a severed, hand to the back of my head, and was just like, let's have fun with it. And that's what I wanted to do, but still be able to offer something. And, I think going into round 2, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be nervous about it. If I advance, I advance. If I don't, I don't. But I'm going to have fun. And that's truly what the SAS, to me, is about. And I understand why people are nervous, because you have to pimp yourself out. Like, you have to put yourself out there, and you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations that sometimes people might not be okay with. But I think that also helps you as an individual as well.
Absolutely.
It helps you grow. It helps you be able to blossom, and everybody gets to see a person blossom. And I think that is the coolest fucking part of all of it, is watching a person blossom into a character that they know, that they love, that's theirs, and then they sit there and they blossom into this amazing thing, and you're like, I got to see that happen. And that's just the coolest part about all of it.
I will say that personally, no matter if I advance past this next round or not, this is so much fun.
Mhm.
Getting to talk to all of you guys, getting, quite frankly, to talk shit. I mean, I've said it before, even though Simbu is not in this year because he won last year, the shit talking between me and him started before Sass even started.
Yeah.
So, like, we broke in with memes. I should say he did, and then I just fell in suit. Right off the bat, and then somehow ended up making a stripper straps.
We love it.
I was trying to find one of the songs Cartman sang for straps, like stripping, but I couldn't find it, so I just found a real stripper song.
There you go.
Wizzo says, "Real life Hills Have Eyes is near Fort Irwin, California." It sure as fuck is. Yes. Had to drive through that area, just to drive to like Arizona last time I did, and I was like, ugh. Ugh.
Just keep
And then,
driving.
yeah, I had family members that were stationed in Fort Irwin too.
Hmm.
So you go out there and you're like, "Yep, I am in the middle of butt fuck, like pretty mouth, inbred." Yeah. Oh
Where I
no,
live.
no! What happened? I just lost one of them. Well, I lost the comment, but Wizzo said, "I hate to spoil things for you, but it's about a house." That's the last one on the left.
It
Just-
is. It really is.
God damn it. Now I'm not gonna watch.
It really is.
Okay, yeah, Strangers was rated R. Okay.
It was.
I have a question for you, JD.
JD,
Why are you afraid of frogs?
All right. All right. True story. Too stupid to make up. Number one, I don't know where the fear of frogs comes from. I don't know how that's rooted with me. I do feel that they are vile creatures, and the only good frog is a dead frog. I cannot stand them. I cannot, under any circumstances. Now the llamas. So I was working in Virginia Beach for the Hunt Club Farm for their Halloween festival and haunted hayride, and I was setting up the graveyard scene in the haunted hayride, and mind you, they have all the lights off, and this is, oh my God. And they have all the lights off because we're doing theatrical lighting right now, and it is on a farm, and the farm has a petting zoo. So they were like on the radio, we like, all hands on deck, we need everybody up front. And I was like, oh my God, okay, let's get on the golf cart. And I go up there, right? And they were like, oh my God, the llama got out. And I was like, it sounds like
what?
Yeah. And I'm like, it sounds like a you problem, does not sound like a me problem. So they were like, TJ, go all the way down to the end of that street over there. And if you see him coming, don't worry, he's nice. But if you see him coming, block him. Now I'm going to show you what it looked like for me. This. Can you see me?
Nope.
No.
That's exactly what it was like at the end of that street, okay? And I hear this gallop out of nowhere, and they were like, he's coming. And so I sit there, and I'm standing at the end of the road, and I'm like, not today, some bitch. And he kind of like just strolls up on me, and he kind of tilts his head, and he just hocked the biggest loogie in my face. Now, if you've ever seen the videos where llamas or alpacas are spitting in people's face, you see that giant air just blow their hair back. Well, that spit isn't a little pebble that just hits you. It covers you. And it's massive.
No.
And when he spit in my face, and it is this dark out. Okay, I instantly went to the Animal Planet and was like, I think that's defense mechanism 1 before they fuck your world up. So they gonna spit on you, and if you don't move, then he gonna hoof you, and that's where it happens. So I instantly, when that happened, just stepped to the side and said, "Right this way, sir," and I let him go.
Oh my lord.
Oh my God, what are you doing? And I'm like, he fucking spit on me! And I'm screaming. And ever since then, I have been terrified of llamas. Because when you have a giant one come out of the dark, like into your face, and there's hot loogie in it, like that, I saw Jesus. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's Middle Eastern. So, like, it was probably one of the scariest moments of my life because I really thought a llama was about to kill me. And again, like I said, I don't know where the frogs come from. I'm not sure where that's rooted. But me and my buddies, we went to Animal Kingdom, I think that's what it's called, for Disney. And we went into the rainforest exhibit. And I get all the way up to like this thing, and I'm like, I don't see it. What's in this? And it's a poisonous dart frog. And I was like, why the fuck do we have that in Florida? I was like, no, this belongs in the Amazon. If this gets out, you're gonna have to burn the state down. Like, it's just, everybody's dead. Like, so
Throw the whole planet away.
We're done.
The planet's fucked. Just burn it. And it was just one of those things where at MBV. I love Rainbow to death. That's my best friend. That's my bestie. And Schizo, they put stuffed llamas all throughout the Airbnb. And people were walking up to me as I'm dressed as JD, handing me fake frogs. And I have everything in my house. Like, the llamas are on my sofa hugging, and the fake frogs are in my closet, sitting on my shelves, just staring at me. And it's just like one of those things. So that's why if I advance into round 3 and I get the 550 votes, there is a llama kissing booth right down the street from my house. It is at a coffee shop. This is Mississippi, okay? It is at a coffee shop. And I will literally go there wearing an adult diaper and a bib, 550 votes, and I will go to that llama kissing booth, and I will kiss a llama dressed like that.
You heard it, guys. You heard it.
That's the reason why, like, I'm giving, like, these things, because it also will help me try to conquer my fear, though it'll never happen.
So, I was talking about the llama situation to my dad, because if you remember the last time you were on here, I was telling you about the same thing happened to my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, he gets it.
I get that shit.
A select few people who get it.
So
they're there.
To explain.
Very select few, Bloody Eyes. Very select few. We understand each other's pain.
So my dad used to wear glasses. He just wears contacts now. But I guess in this situation, it was a good thing that he was wearing his glasses. And there was this zoo in the park that I grew up near. And we used to go there every weekend, like that I was at my dad's house. I wanted to go to this tiny little zoo. Like, if we weren't at the LA Zoo, we were at this tiny little zoo. And there was a llama. And my dad was face to face with the llama. And my dad was like, up, the llama's all, whoop. My dad goes down, the llama goes, whoop. And so they're sitting there going, And the entire time, the llama's all,
He's getting it ready.
And then the last time they both look up and the llama goes, it's just like green loogie all across his face.
Hello?
And I practically fell over laughing because it was not me. And my dad's sitting there like, I don't even know what to do. He's like, what is he going to do? Open his mouth?
No. Better
They
not.
don't. They spit it between their two front fucking teeth.
That's
And at least your dad had the luxury of seeing it coming. I didn't.
Well, I mean, he sort of did, but at the same time, he didn't because, like, he really was not paying attention to what this.
Meant.
But he could physically see the llama.
That's true. That is true. By the way, Frank says, "Well, now that I'm looking at JD, you do got a pretty mouth."
Jesus.
Jenny says, "I'm from Trenton, Georgia area, and I totally get that. And I'm not sure which idea that is, but because I am that far behind on messages." Juliet said, "My very first scary movie I've ever seen was The Changeling." Ooh,
That was good.
that was a good one. We already
That
did the
was
Why Are You Afraid of Frogs? Have you ever
Yeah, I don't.
watched The Green Inferno? It took me a while to get through the first part because it's kind of rough. But after that, I found Green Inferno was a really good horror movie. It's quite a good one.
I thought it was good. I had no problems getting through it. Gore movies don't really do anything for me.
Yeah.
The movies that truly, like, I will literally get scared from is like The Conjuring,
Revenge of the Llamas.
Revenge of the Llamas. You know, but like The Conjuring movies,
Llamageddon.
Exorcism movies, Llamageddon. You know, those like the really good scary ghost stories. And possession movies. Those are the movies
Yeah.
that will truly, truly, truly get me. My all-time favorite is The Exorcist with Linda Blair. I can
course.
watch that thing going to bed. I love that movie that much. And I've met Linda Blair, and she's such a sweetheart. But, like, gore movies just don't do it for me.
I love them personally, but
Me
it's
too.
more of like I stare at them like, okay, how can I do this?
Right.
Like, am I
You-
able to do this?
You can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
the
figure out how I can
franchise.
do it. It's not necessarily something that's scaring me. I'll like Terrifier. And you know what? Guys, spoiler alert. I don't give a shit at this point.
Love those.
Spoiler alert. I think the movie's been out long enough that if you haven't seen it, well, that sucks. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil too bad. The scene where he catches the friend and hangs her upside down.
Yeah.
Okay. That scene right there, I'm sitting there like
Right.
like and I'm going, this is cool because they did use practical effects for that. And just the way that she split through her slit.
Mhm. Yeah.
that was pretty epic. Shriek says, Clownado, terrible movie, but amazing if you love terrible acting and plots that make zero sense. I actually have not seen Clownado, but I do love like Sharknado and like Mega Shark versus Giant Tarantula or Two-Headed Shark versus, you know, like I grew up on like Godzilla and Gamera and excuse me, and all those kinds of like kaiju movies. And so like when it comes to the movies that tend to be a little bit more on the cheesy side and they're monsters fighting each other, I'm all about it. They're great. And I know technically Godzilla is supposed to be a horror movie, and I'm about to get corrected by a Godzilla fanatic in the comments, but that's okay. But like regardless, I love those kinds of stuff. Frank said Zombiever is what I called my ex-wife. I thought that was like Cthulhu or something. I don't know. I thought that was the Arby beef and cheddar.
Ugh.
What? Yes, Zombies was rad. It really was. To the depths of Facebook. I don't know. Dollface had to leave. Bye. Yes. Mouth Yum McDowell. I'm catching up, guys. I'm catching up. I love impromptu singing moments in The Haunt. We had a Circle of Life moment with my baby doll prop years ago with Dollface holding it up.
Beautiful moment.
I wish that was filmed. So, oh, here we go. Here's a question. Oh, before that, working on JD's frog.
I will literally take it though. If you made me a frog, I would literally accept it. I will probably have a shrine of frogs and llamas by the end of this October. Oh.
The funny part is I totally do have a shrine of frogs because I love frogs. When I was a kid, I went to Hawaii and they were everywhere.
Yes. Oh my
And they like jumped on my feet, and this huge one jumped on my foot, and I have tiny feet as it is, and this thing was bigger than my feet. And I jumped into my grandpa's arms, like while we were walking around at night. We were on this golf course, and this just gigantic frog jumped on me, and I jumped into my grandpa's arms, and he went over and he picked it up, and he's like holding it like this with its legs like hanging out. And we go to take a picture. In the picture, you can see him going, "Take the picture." So I love frogs. Ever since then, my grandpa has always bought me like a frog necklace, or I have frog salt and pepper shakers. And he bought me a one of those like piggy banks where like there's a frog laying down on a frog with a lily pad, and then another frog kicks the coin into the other frog's mouth.
Aw.
So like, yeah, and I'm the resident frog catcher. If they get in the house, I pick them up and I put them in the garden.
No, burn the house down. It's time. No, house is tainted.
Everyone else seems to run screaming, and I'm like, look, he's cute.
No, he's not.
So Shriek wants to know, what is your favorite reaction you've ever gotten to a scare? Did they fall over like dominoes, scream like a chicken? Did they almost make you break character?
Ooh. I think I have one. More to do with like just the whole reaction of them, but also the scare itself. Back before Hellscream had the better flow control that it has now, we were able to act in the stairwell a little bit. And I learned very quickly that I could crawl up the stairs in a back bend up like The Exorcist. And
nice.
That would cause entire groups to flee in the opposite direction and try to leave the haunt from the other stairwell. It became a very, very big problem, but just people's reaction to seeing that was just stop, turn around, and find another exit. And it was just the best thing ever. It's not something you see, and it's not something you expect. And those stairwells were very dark, and it was dangerous, but it was just really good.
We got to be a little bit dangerous sometimes.
Yes.
To get some good reactions.
Yeah. It's hard for me because like I'm not, like I said, I'm not really in the house or in a house that much. And so, a lot of my reactions come from the queue line. And it's harder to scare there because you're interacting with them. You're more or less just like chit-chatting and talking and kit-katting and, everything else. But being at my new home here in Mississippi, Terror on the Coast, they open it up with The Purge. And it's a huge thing. And we come out and they're like, they're literally shooting blanks in the air and all sorts of stuff like that. Like it is an intense moment. And I was able at that moment to immediately charge out, and I'm pumping myself up, I'm jumping, I'm kicking my legs up, and I'm getting into my mode, and I'm feeling it. And then the gunshots go off and I go, and there was this group that was right there in the front, and the one girl had to have been 16. As I was coming for her and was going full force at her and doing my insane laugh and pulling my hair and everything else like that, she literally climbs over the barricade and ran on the opposite side of the queue line where all the sets are. And she ran all the way back down to the very front of the midway. And I stopped and I looked at her friends, and then I looked around me, and I literally was like, did that just happen? So like I was like, y'all were in the front. Like where'd she go? Like I didn't expect this to happen here. So that's probably one of the best reactions that I've ever been able to get from being in the queue, just because you see me coming. I mean, you can't miss the hair, number one. So you know I'm right around the corner, but when I'm able to actually dart around something and go for somebody, you know, that's where that reaction happened, and I thought that was a really fun one to have this past December.
Tyler. Just saying, if you come to this feed not knowing what's going on, it kind of looks like an ISIS negotiation live feed.
Fair point.
If you don't give us what we want.
Where's your eyeball? You need to have your eyeball now. Like,
We already put for eyeballs. Quick. And this is my new favorite hashtag. Hashtag cooter cutter.
Hashtag cooter cutter. Cooter cutter, coot.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get through these comments.
I can only imagine.
There was a time I walked through a haunted house at 7 years old in Georgia. It was outdoors in a cornfield, and someone came up behind me and scared me. It was pitch black. I turned around and wait. And hit them. Kick them in the no-no. Square.
In the no-no.
In the no-no square. In the danger zone.
I'm in danger.
Oh man, okay. Oh, I lost a comment just now. Well,
okay, that's number 2.
It was something about speaking about last house on the left. I'm sorry. Speaking of the last house on the left, this made me think of this. I'm not sure why, but did anyone else cry watching Michael Myers get beat up in the movie? I didn't see it.
No,
I didn't see it.
I didn't.
Mm-mm.
I was like, whatever. He
You're
brought it
cool.
on himself.
Pretty much.
He's gone.
Brought it on himself. Be
Was
gone,
those-
Michael.
Sass is a blast. I got new tattoos.
Woo!
It's true.
We love that.
And Shriek did a drag performance dressed as Shriek. It's true. It's awesome. The Sass will have you doing some weird stuff, but it was lots of fun.
If you can't make fun of yourself,
Right?
and you can't laugh at yourself, then truly, what is the point? You know, let loose, and just forget about everything and have a good time with it. That's what it's about.
Yes.
Oh my God, The Conjuring. The part where Sheba was on the armoire got me so good. A box of Skittles went flying.
The first one was good, but the second one, that's what fucked up my sleeping schedule for about 2 weeks. And the only reason why is because my extended family, my goddaughters live in England, and they are 1 hour away from where this house actually is, and I got to see it.
That's cool.
But it's the scene where the girls, they're in the room, and she's like, oh my God, it's in the corner, and the sister's like, oh my God, I don't see it, what is that? And she's like, it's in the corner. And then you just hear the voice being like, you know, this is my house. And I have surround sound, so that shit was like boom, like right there. And I was like, ah! And I literally could not sleep for like 2 weeks. Hello? I was over here like, if anything pops out and be like, this is my house, I'd be like, you can have this motherfucker, I'm out. Like,
I'm setting it on fire on my way out.
I'm out. Staging, I'm like, I'm done. I'd be staging the house knowing I'm the one causing the problems. Be honest.
So Juliet says, I am deathly afraid of people dressed in Easter bunny costumes. Well, good luck this month. Next month, I guess. Good luck the next couple months.
There are some really creepy Easter bunny costumes, though.
Dude, there really are.
Especially the
school
old
ones. Oh my god.
Mhm.
No wonder the kids are screaming. You look at them and you're like, I'd rather sit on Frank from Donnie Darko's lap. Like, because that was
Oh
more
my
inviting. But then again, my husband's name is Frank. So,
There you go.
Donnie
You know.
Darko.
I love that movie still. I don't care what
I do
anyone says. I
too.
still love that movie.
I do too. I have not heard that name in like forever. Like,
When I first started messing around with making videos, I did a Obey Frank video, and I would morph my Frank's face into Frank the Bunny and then back. And I did the Obey Frank, and then it would morph back.
mhm.
So that was like one of my first videos that I ever made. It's somewhere
Heck
on
yeah.
TikTok. It's not the best one, but it was like my first. So
Gotta start somewhere.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So Juliet says, if you had any advice for baby haunters, what would it be? And if there was something you wanted to improve on as an actor, what advice would you give yourself? Wow, that's a great question.
Ooh.
Well, who would you like to go first?
Yeah.
Either or. Honestly, I'm just sitting here. I got I squirreled out on another question from Tyler. So
Okay, so
I was gonna say, I gotta
if I
think
had
about that
any
one.
advice for a baby haunter, what would it be? And if there was something you wanted to improve on as an actor, what advice would you give yourself? Okay, so here's my advice that I give to you. Do what you want to do. Do it, okay? Do not let others bring you down. If you have an idea, seek it through and perfect it. And remember that this is your idea. This is your character. This is not anybody else's character. This is yours. So you make it the way how you want to make it. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks or says, because their opinion will never matter about your character if you never asked for it. Okay? So just get out there and give it your fucking all. And to improve on as an actor, what advice would I give myself, or would I give everybody, is when you're acting and you want to do scripts and you want to do something, I do it in front of a mirror, because I am my own worst critic. If I am filming like my rebirth video, or if I'm filming anything, I practice what I'm doing in front of a mirror so I can see what it looks like. And once I see what it looks like, then I can go in and I can critique it from there until I am satisfied with it. Once I'm satisfied with it, then I bring it out to the public. You don't ever see anything that I do that I have not sat there and gone, I'm okay with this. I think this will go over well. So again, if you have something, and just focus on one thing. Don't have several characters. Focus on one. Execute it to 150%. Don't listen to what anybody else has to say. Do what you want to do. Now, take if you want to ask them, but be prepared for criticism. But also be prepared to take that criticism and use it as fuel. I think that's very important. People will sit there and they will get very sensitive about something that they're passionate for. Don't be sensitive over it. Take it for what it is, and listen. If you want that feedback, take that feedback and then apply it. That's the most important part to it, if you want that feedback. But I just say go for it. Fucking have at it, have fun with it, and just do you. And that's the most important thing.
hell yeah.
I think the best advice I would give to someone, baby haunter, would just be to kind of the same thing. Just don't care what people are going to think. I mean, it's one of those industries where you go perform for people, but people aren't there to critique you, or people aren't there to judge you, or see you put on your best show. They're there for you to entertain them and scare them, and that can mean a million different things. So whatever you do that works, or whatever you feel comfortable with, and just let loose and give it your all, because there's nobody at the end of the day that's gonna care enough to come back and say something rude about you if you didn't do it right, or if you embarrassed yourself or anything like that, because it's just having fun. It's a haunted house. It's no Broadway show, thankfully.
Mm-mm.
Right.
So it's just easy to kind of fall into that and just do your own thing without having to worry about what anybody else thinks about you. And
Mhm.
as for the advice for myself, I just take that same advice, because there are times where, I get too scared to do something, or I think it won't work well, or I think it won't be the best. And it's just like, okay, well, who cares? Try it, do it. So I'm still kind of reminding myself that every time I act or get into a haunt, it's just don't care. Just do it. Just let it loose.
Yeah.
So we have a question for Bloody Eyes.
Okay.
On a scale from Ray Charles to Eye of Sauron, how well can you see?
I don't get the references.
Ray Charles is blind. Eye of Sauron is from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
That all-seeing eye. Okay.
Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere right in between. I don't have very good peripheral vision, but I can see straight ahead just fine. So
I'm sorry, but the fact that I had to explain it made it slightly better in my head, at least. It just made me laugh more. I'm sorry.
I'm an uncultured
It's
youngin.
You're fine.
It's okay. It's okay. Our
You're
age just showed.
Yeah, that's what I think that's why I'm laughing, because I was like, oh, I totally got that. Like,
Yeah.
I've never watched Lord of the Rings either, so I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Oh, how dare you!
I'm
I'm
sorry.
offended.
she's our
uncultured.
baby.
I'm uncultured.
Juliet says, good advice, and thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And also too, don't be afraid to reach out to any haunter in this industry and ask questions too, and send any haunter that you want a message. Any haunter that I've ever come across is more than welcome to answer questions and help, in any way that they can. So don't feel that you can't reach out and you have to wait for something of this nature to be able to come on and ask your questions. Reach out and ask. That is what really stops people the most, is because they're afraid to ask somebody for help. And you don't realize when you ask that person for help, you could also be helping them at the same time.
I mean, yeah, ask this guy. I've reached out a few times, like, hey, what's your opinion on blah blah blah? Like, hey, I'm working on this character. What do you think about this? Hey, I want to change up my character. What do you think about this makeup? Like, I pick brains, and it helps me personally. Get back into a character, adjust a character, advance a character. So reach out to people that you like how they look, you like their style, you mesh well with, or even if they have a completely different style than you can learn from them.
Absolutely.
We're all here doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
we really are.
If we're all here doing the same thing, we're not going to get offended if you ask.
Oh, definitely, exactly. So Tia
I
would
will.
like to know, JD, where are you haunting right now?
So Till, is that Till?
Tia.
Tia. I am currently rehomed to Terror on the Coast here in Gulfport, Mississippi. It is the largest haunt in the state. Our haunt, the walking space alone, I believe haunt-wise, is 42,000 square feet, and we have 48 scenes in the haunt. So that is my new home. And I am so happy and honored that they brought me in. So I'm super excited. It's right there. It's no joke. It's probably a 5-minute drive from the beach.
Nice. Sorry, I'm bringing up 2 more comments that I had in here. A spirit came to me saying, "This is my house." I tell the spirit, "Well, I guess you're paying rent because I ain't leaving. We roommates now."
Bitch.
Delphine, dude, dealing with seeing Lady Elaine Fairchild on Mr. Rogers made me nearly immune to actual fear. Right? Ugh, that was one creepy ass puppet.
Yeah.
And Bloody Eyes, where are you haunting?
I am haunting in Colorado at Hellscream.
Hell yeah.
That is the only haunt I've been to. I've gotten to act a little bit in another one here in Colorado, but Hellscream is definitely my home.
Nice. The Voodoo Queen says, I always tell people I just want to look ugly. That's how I get my look.
There you go.
Whatever,
I
you
just
look
don't wanna
amazing.
look. I just-
Tyler says, being real for a moment, a lot of new actors are too afraid of what people think of them while they act. Let loose. Get lost in your character. Fuck what they think.
They're not going to recognize
Absolutely.
you. People
And
won't
even if they
recognize you
do.
outside of it. No.
I mean, even if they do, whatever. I mean, maybe it's just me because I know my own face, but I paint my face up completely and I still see me. So if they're going to see me outside and they're going to give me shit, fuck them. They're only upset because they can't do it.
Yeah, it's jealousy.
Yeah.
To the fullest extent, and to me, that's what it feels like. You know, when I look in the mirror, I don't see me, and the hardest thing for me is when I do any type of live or I do anything else like that. It's just so much easier for me to do this versus getting dressed. It takes me 3 hours to get into makeup.
Yeah.
And you know, so people know what I look like and who I am outside of JD. And it's a little different. That's the reason why I take so long with that makeup, because I want people to look at me and sit there and go, I don't see you anywhere in that. And I don't want to be able to see me either. I play TJ as JD, and I think that that's what, you know, I have more fun with, because TJ makes people laugh and JD just likes to do the same thing. But it is just kind of like one of those things where, you know, yeah, they don't know you. They'll never see you again. You know, so Tyler is 100% right. F them. Let loose. Have fun.
So Tyler said, I'm more timid about being me in public versus when I'm my actual character. Weird, but when I'm my character, Tyler doesn't exist until I'm done for the night. Yeah. One of the reasons why I started bringing back my character on here, not just at haunts, was because I had realized that when I was in character, or at the very least, if I had my makeup on, I was a lot more comfortable saying some of the things that maybe I wouldn't say, you know, like this. And let's be real, I'm not timid, I'm not shy, and I don't get embarrassed very easily, even as me. But there are aspects of having my character brought forward that makes it easier. Because you're acting, you're not you. You're no longer that character. Like I said, while I can still see me in there, other people don't recognize me out of makeup.
Yep.
I mean, they do because I come on here without makeup quite often. But if they didn't know me and they saw me outside of my makeup, they're not going to know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
And so,
and I agree with Tyler on that too. JD is everything that I'm not. JD is everything that I'm afraid to be. And you know, he says things and he does things that I would never say or do or anything. But it's okay because it's JD and it's a part of the show.
Yeah.
And that's why JD can say stuff and do things that I could never do. I am naturally a caring and kind and sympathetic, empathetic, and a very humble person. And JD is the complete polar opposite of who I am. And I live so vicariously through him that I wished I could say things and that I could be as blunt as he is. but I can't be because I am worried about what your feelings are as TJ. I do care for people, and so it is. That's why I always say love more and hate less, because I'm a firm believer in that. But JD, he doesn't give a shit, you know, and that's just who he is. And I think it's great because I'm able to switch between that, and I'm able to turn it on for 4 hours and have those moments, and then be able to turn it off and be able to be back to my normal self again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, if in real life I were to scare or hurt somebody's feelings like this, I'd probably be like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, are you okay? But then there's me in character. If I scare you, I am going to be laughing in your face, and I am going to be screaming, and I'm going to be pointing, and I will continue to try to scare you and follow you.
Oh yeah.
But me working with kids, all this kind of stuff in real life. Oh my God, are you okay? Do you need help? Are you good? Do you need anything? But yeah, so I totally get that aspect. Hashtag JD makes kids cry.
It's a trend now. It's a trend.
Hashtag cooter cutter. Hashtag JD makes kids cry. Hashtag Mercia. Hashtag
I do.
Herf nerder. Hashtag.
And I don't mean to. I really to me, children are too easy targets. They're children are just easy targets. So, no.
Of course. I mean, yeah, Tia, if you ever get the chance to come down and see any of us, definitely do it. We would gladly welcome you. Also, Tia, hit me up later on, because we have something for you from another show.
Oh, you were a winner! Yay!
Yes.
I don't know what you won. You won a frog.
I think she won maybe a digital book. Del, I don't know if you're still in here. JD met his kid match in OKC. JD got told to fuck off in public by a 6-year-old.
Yes, I did.
Rough.
Oh.
Understatement, okay? Like, this little girl was not having it.
Kids are brutal.
There is video footage of all of this. I was done. And Cannabelle's parody video that she did of me tonight, if you go back and you watch it, it's reenacting that moment that happened at OKC. It was 2 days of me being told to fuck off by a 6-year-old.
Oh my God.
And after day 2, hour 4, I was done. So, but I mean, cute kid, whatever. It is what it is.
It wasn't a cute kid.
It was cute. Trying to be nice here. All right, buddy. How you doing?
Cute kid. Cute
yeah,
kid.
She kept doing it to me. She kept literally flipping me off and telling me to fuck off. And I was like, I didn't do anything to you.
Girl, what the fuck did I do, you little children of the corn psycho?
Hello.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see her if she comes back to OKC and I'm there.
That'd be great.
Remember me?
Right, I'm going to hit you.
It is like 10:40.
Really? It's 12:30.
I have to be up at 2:30.
It's 11:40 for me. We're all in different time zones.
I gotta be up at 2:30 in the morning.
Ooh, fuck that.
Okay. OKC kids make JD cry.
They do. I was so disappointed. I was upset.
Hey, I told Bloody Eyes this before we went live, but did I say it live? I don't know. It's been a long night. So I work with kids here and there, and this one wasn't one I was working with, actually. A kid came up to me and was like, "Hey, can you do a cartwheel?" And I was like, "Oh, no, honey." And she goes, "That's because you're old and have a baby in your belly." I was like, "Fuck you, kid." Like,
You ready to meet
What
Jesus?
are you?
I can kick you all the way over there.
Have
Your
you ever
mom
been to
ain't gonna
soccer
give a
ball
shit.
before?
Your mom ain't gonna give a shit. You're out here playing by yourself. Go on. All right. Well,
Lord.
you are not old. Knock it off. Yes, they are ruthless. They are honest, and the kid called me fat. They weren't wrong, but they still called me fat.
Oh, they're so bad. I used to work as a camp counselor, and when they know mom and dad aren't around,
Yeet that butt puppet into the next one.
I'm still in that shit. You're going to start hearing from JD. Butt puppet!
I call them crotch goblins.
Both are acceptable. Both are acceptable.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I should have been in bed like 3 hours ago, but I don't give a shit.
I had to find my way here. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So, guys, head on over to scurryface.com and vote for your favorite people. These two up here and Lady Obscura, who was on earlier, they're all in Group A. Remember, it's 1 vote per category per day. So 1 vote in Group A, 1 vote in Group B per day.
Mm-hmm.
Do not go crazy because you're going to screw people over being overzealous. I know you guys aren't doing it on purpose, but contain yourselves, people. Contain yourselves.
Someone's doing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My buddy was like,
Exactly.
I was able to vote for you 30 times. I was like, thanks. The other 29 didn't count. Oh, like, yeah.
Daddy's little mistakes.
Daddy, oh, wow.
Good night. Thank you so much. Good night. Good night. I'm still watching the souls go vote. Woo, sass. Shit's tough. Good luck, y'all.
Yes, it is.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me find the outro and then I can actually say bye. Bye, guys.
I don't know, set the world on fire.